Well, needless to say, offensively there were some really good things tonight. When we run, and all five are doing their part, the four guys without the ball running the right way, and the guy with the ball just making the simple play, and you just keep sharing it, like we can be a pretty good team. And there were some really good moments running, sharing the ball tonight. I want more defensively. I thought there were some good stretches. The collective effort and will, for the most part, was okay. I want more. These guys showed what they're capable of from a focus and effort, passion standpoint in the second half against Xavier, and it's my job to hold them to that standard every second. And so I want a little more there, but there were some really good possessions and some good things defensively. I don't like that we got out-rebounded. I thought there were times the shot went up and we're kind of looking at the ball in the air as opposed to boxing out the right way, and a lot of it was on the defensive board. Hats off to Miami of Ohio and Travis's group, because they do run some good stuff and they make you guard long into possessions with the Princeton offense, and they're a really good shooting team, so long shots, long rebounds. But I still think, we can be a really good rebounding team. We've done that at times. That was kind of one of the things that stuck out to me a little bit that I didn't like, but it's good to get a win after the way we felt in here a couple days ago, and we've got to get back on the practice floor tomorrow and keep trying to get better.
Only let them get off 21. You only let them get off 21 attempts from three. When they've had success, they've made a bunch of them, so that have to be happy with that part defensively, at least running them off the line.
Yes, we guarded the line even better in the second half, I thought. And that was a huge emphasis, right? You're looking at games they won, they make 14 threes or 16 threes, and that's the way they can get you. And then it was a huge emphasis not to foul around the basket and make them score over you. And I thought we did that pretty well, but there were especially some just silly stuff in the second half I didn't like, where you reach in, or even Vic's second foul in the first half. It's like, make them score over the top. But again, those were the two main points of emphasis to guard them, was to guard the three-point line and not to reach in and foul and make it go over you around the basket.
Third straight half, 53. The second half of Xavier, 50, and then 53 tonight. Does it feel like this offense is getting close to what your vision was for this team?
I think we can be a great offensive team. We got to do our job. Whatever your job is on that possession, and it's simple. The style of play is simple. We don't have too many actions. You got to do your job, and we got to share the ball. And if we do those two things, we can be a really good offensive team. We got to do them for 40 minutes. There were some really good moments of that tonight.
Those last three halves, feels like the ball movement's been a lot better. Is that part of that simple thing that you're talking about, just keeping it moving and getting better shots that way?
Yeah, it's like this, and it's it's not the home run play. It's not the play over the top or threading the needle. It's the play to the guy that's 7 feet away, that's wide open. Just move it at the right time. And again, we do that. You give guys slight advantages, or the ball pops around the perimeter, and things are really good.
Not to imply that you were concerned at all, but were you and your staff eager just to see how they would respond after Saturday?
That must be the question of the day. They asked me that on the radio show too, Keith. I didn't think about any of it. After 12 years, I stopped. I probably did that a lot early on. I think you got to figure out a way to have some sanity as a head basketball coach. And after 12 years, I don't try to speculate on things like that. It's just like this. After the way we felt on Saturday, we got to come in and practice really hard on Monday. We did. After the way we felt on Saturday, we got to come back in the next day and practice really hard on Tuesday. It was just okay. Today, we got to come in and play really dang hard. And I thought there were some really good moments of that, and that's all I'm concerned about right now. They've showed the standard they're capable of playing to. You're going to have good moments and bad moments in terms of your play. Like, you might play good or bad, but you shouldn't have good moments and bad moments in terms of your effort, in terms of your passion, in terms of your togetherness. And it's my job to hold us to that standard every second. And I think if I do, this team can be a pretty good basketball team.
What kind of dynamism did Mike Adams-Woods kind of give your guys offense tonight? You saw the floor really well, 6 assists, part of 23 total.
He's really improved. I mean, how about his play? Probably hadn't been talked about enough. I mean, at least in our press conferences. I hadn't read a damn thing. I don't do that during the year. Another way you keep your sanity as a head basketball coach. But his improvement has been tremendous. He's such a reliable defender. He's been steady with the ball. He's now becoming a more effective offensive player. Like, he's creating more action for our team, which takes some pressure off of Dave. Tonight you see it, but I think he's been fairly consistent here to start the year, and maybe we hadn't talked about that enough, and I still think he's scratching the surface.
Kind of similar with Odie. Has something clicked with him the past couple games, past couple weeks maybe?
I just think defensively he's taken a huge step from year one to year two with this program, and he's making plays on the floor. He's in good position on the floor, and with that, he's getting increased minutes, and with that coming increased confidence, and I think all of us are excited about the way that he's playing.
Announced an extension for you today. Just curious what that means for you.
Well, first off, I'm thrilled about it. I'd prefer not to sit here and talk about me, but I'm thrilled about it. And this is where I want to be. This is home. This is now my home. I love it here. So I'm thrilled and truly appreciative of President Pinto and John Cunningham. Deeply appreciative, and the people here that are supporting our program. This is home now, and that's just a step in the right direction for me and our staff. So I'm thrilled about it. From a timing standpoint, there's no bad timing for something like that to happen. And I'm deeply thankful for these kids, the way they're letting us coach them and believing in us, and the administration believing in us. Deeply thankful. And it just solidifies more that this is home. I don't want to be anywhere else. So I'm thankful for people making that happen.
Landers, I know Miami maybe not the best defensive team, but do you guys feel like something clicked at all in that second half against Xavier offensively?
Say again, I'm sorry.
Sorry. I know Miami's not the best defensive team, but do you feel like something maybe clicked offensively in that second half against Xavier for you guys?
I feel like it just showed us where our ceiling really is. So for us to come out and be able to play like that in a half, and where do we put up 53 points? That's pretty incredible to me.
Dave, if you add the two halves today, that's the seventh time this season you've scored 50 and a half, number 6 and number 7. Does it feel like offensively things are really starting to turn the corner for you guys?
Yeah, for sure. I think a big thing Coach been emphasizing is getting live ball stops, getting out in transition, and sharing the ball, making the extra play. That's something we emphasized the last couple of days going into this game. So it was good to see us implement what he's been telling us about.
Considering how Saturday went, was it important to bounce back with a quality win tonight?
For sure. It's always a sour taste coming off a loss, but feels good to get back in the win column and in the fashion that we did, having a lot of guys, multiple scores, even having guys like CJ get in and hit a 3. So you get that and have a lot of guys going home feeling confident about yourself is always a good thing.
What is it about Odie these past couple games? Obviously, he's getting some open looks at the rim, but he seems like he's kind of flipped a little bit of a switch too, just personally.
Yeah, for sure.
Energy.
Yeah, I'm going to let him go.
For sure. He's probably the most energetic guy we have. He come in, he play like that every day. No matter if he hurting, if he's sore, if he tired, he going to play like that. He going to set great screens. He going to rim run. And he just going to be himself. So
you guys have 23 assists today, ball movement really working. Third time this season you guys have had 20 assists. Do you guys feel like this kind of new-look team is really starting to gel and maybe hitting a stride right at the right time heading into conference play in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, for sure. The best time to get better is now, heading into conference play, because that's when the whole new season starts. We got a couple more games to tidy up some things going into another season of ours.
You guys shot 57% from the field in the first half, 72% roughly in the second half. What was you guys able to get going offensively? Was it something Miami was playing that you guys knew you could get a stat like that going, or what were they playing defensively to where you guys could get to your spot and get those shots going?
Honestly, we really weren't worried about what they were running. We were just focused on executing our stuff and whatever coach called. So when we did it with great pace and great ball movement, it ended in a great shot.
When they've been successful, they've hit a lot of threes in games. Running them off the line was important. Not just that they only made 7, but how important was it to keep them to 21 attempts, something like that, where they couldn't find that rhythm?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That was something our coaching staff emphasized going into the practice, was the games that they won, was the games that they had some success from the three. And they're a high-level team from beyond the arc, and that was for sure one of the main emphases of ours was to take them away from three-point line.
Looked like you guys jumped quite a few passing lanes, whether it was tipping out or going to getting steals. I know that's something Wes has been preaching. Do you just feel like that's setting in on the defensive end?
I feel like it do. When you feel like you could trust the man behind you, it give you ultra confidence to be aggressive and shoot those lanes and play like that.
How fun is it to watch a guy like Vic level up the way that he's been pretty much throughout this season? Like seeing him go from a guy that was building his confidence early to now he's really playing at the top of his game.
Yeah, he's really grown to a heck of a player. And that's a testament to all his hard work, his perseverance, coming from another country during the COVID and continuing to stay at it. And now he's experiencing some success, and he will continue to get rewarded with that by us feeding him the ball and putting him in spots to be successful. And he's been rewarding us in return.
Landers, does it feel like defenses are shifting, the scouting report's shifting, now that he's been able to prove he can get things going on in the paint?
Honestly, I feel like they're not still doing enough to stop him, but if I was on the other team, I would send more. But I guess other teams haven't got that memo yet. So we're going to keep feeding them until somebody get the memo, and if they don't, he's going to keep killing.
Still sending them a Dave?
Oh, they got to.
Send more and leave us.
No, for sure.
How much does Mike Adam Woods kind of settle the offense and bring kind of that calming presence early in possessions to be able to set things up and get good looks at the end?
Oh, for sure. When we got a floor general like that setting the table up, it gives confidence to the whole team. Sure, he's a 4-year starter. Been involved in some high-level games, and you can see the experience there from not only his scoring for himself, but more important, his playmaking for the team. And when you have a guy like that, it just breathes confidence into the whole team.
Jared had 5 assists.
Does Dan try to get people like that at practice all the time too, or is this just a game thing where he's trying to get one on somebody's head?
No, I'm not going to lie. His first step to be able to get to that platform and jump like that is like one of the most elite I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he for sure tried that, though.
It didn't end too well for him in practice when he tried that, though. I'm not going to lie.
All right. Thank you, fellas.
When he tried that.